and you guys know it. I don't need to tell you, you know, you Dave, you guys keep you informed about everything. So that's just a little bit about, my assembly, just where we are. But one thing I wanted to mention too, so on that missed votes, I'll make it easy for you. If somebody asks you what it is, I have a 96% attendance record in live session, but all of those votes I make up for with a paper ballot. I wanted to tell you one day, the Democrats don't have to worry about that. And John Salk is running, hoping to be a member of the Assembly back there, but the Democrats don't have to worry about that because they get their, they don't have to play by the same rules because they're in the majority and we have nothing we can say about it. So I was in the chamber one day and I looked up and I saw Anthony Gardisi had a bill on the board and I noticed he wasn't in his seat. I said, hey, you have a bill on the floor. I texted him, hey, your bill's on the floor. He goes, oh, I'm home. You're home? Oh, okay. So, they don't worry about it like we do because they never have an opponent. They have millions of dollars to spend on a race. But me, I never missed a vote my first year, my second year, my third year, except to go to my son's Naval Academy graduation, which I raised him as a single mother. I'm not going to miss that. That's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. To go down and vote on like 10 bills that are going to be 148 to nothing or whatever they're going to be. There's certain things, on, naming a highway in Wyoming County or something. I mean, that's mostly what we do. And then when my mother was sick and dying, that's when some of those votes were. But remember, we are in session from January to June, and last year, 2014 was a peculiar year. Had a lot going on. Sheldon Silver was getting indicted and all this fun stuff, and we didn't even vote on a bill until February. So us, the taxpayers, paid for all these people from the Assembly to come in to screw around all that time and our with per diems and all the costs it is, which is why I have a bill that would cut our pay in half and cut session in half and go back to the way we were and take that career politician issue out of there. So that's why I just find the commercial so hypocritical. I was like, look at all the people. I mean, I'm constantly doing this job. Other people are doing, running their businesses or doing other things because it's supposed to be a part-time job. It's supposed to be sort of the Jeffersonian ideal. You're going to have a job. Maybe you're a farmer. You're going to go serve some time in the Assembly and serve your community, and then you go home. But they've made it into this situation where there's a guy that's down in front of me. Dick Gottfried, he started when he was 23, he's now 67 or 68. You can't tell me that nobody else can do that job. I mean, it's just ridiculous. We are all replaceable. So this is the kind of stuff that we're fighting. And of course, Ray Halberter has taken, let's see what they spend in the primary. He spent almost $1 million. My opponent spent $2.5 million, and I still won by almost 10 points, thanks to you. And then I think he just took, we just saw a transfer of another $500,000. He isn't going to use the Grow the Economy PAC anymore because everybody kind of figured out that was him. So now the $500,000 has been put into this House Majority PAC, which is the one running the ads. They show me, how I make $400,000 a year. Do you think I would run for Congress after making $400,000 a year? Why would I do that? What that $400,000 is the total Assembly pay from for 6 years. So including, I guess that's what it is. It doesn't even add up to that, but they say what they want. So that's what that whole thing. So that $500,000 is going into this House Majority PAC. The House Majority PAC is Nancy Pelosi. That's what it is. So,
Claudia, I have a question. Specifically, what is your campaign going to do to try to counter the massive TV ads? Because a lot of people that aren't on social media don't see that you're fighting back, and it's coloring the race.
Right.
And then secondly, if the RNC is going to chip in, are they making any sort of quid pro quo subtle demands on you that in some way make you feel reluctant to take Republican Party money?
Yeah, so the situation is Richard Hanna is working overtime to tell everybody not to support me. He's endorsing Hillary. And he is also going to be probably endorsing the Democrat in this race who's from Binghamton. Which, how does that help our area? I don't know. But anyway, so the NRCC, which is the National Republican Campaign Committee, is supporting me now that I've won the primary. And understand how Washington animals work. All they care about is that you're going to vote for the speaker to be the leader. And John, if you got elected to the Assembly, all they're going to care about is that you vote for the minority leader to be the minority leader. So that's all part of the pressure. So I have said that I would support the speaker right now, based on the record he has is better than John Boehner. It's not what I want. But they didn't actually ask me that as a quid pro quo, but they want to have Republican seats. They don't want to lose the House this year. So they've given me, quite a bit of money. A number of members have given me money, and we are raising money too. And we have come out with that. We have a TV ad to counter that. We have some direct mail. We have a couple of, I think there's some radio spots maybe eventually opportunities. So we're going to counter all that, and you should see that soon. Another thing you should be aware of is this, the third party in this, that Babinec, the guy cooking on the grill.
Yeah.
He isn't going to give you out his secret recipe, right? Babinec.
The secret recipe is liberalism.
Yeah. Babinec is probably, he's the biggest donor to Hillary Clinton probably in our region. I mean, maxed out, super PAC. And he says, I'm not going to have any PAC supporting me. He has a PAC. He has his own super PAC that he's had for 20 years. So he gives hundreds of thousands of dollars out to political candidates, mostly Democrats in House seats, because his big thing is Obamacare. He was hoping that Obamacare would pass so he could profit off it, and that's what he's done. He's made all of his fortune profiting off Obamacare, basically. And he's worth almost $100 million, mostly from our small businesses. And another thing he's doing, which I think is interesting if you read a little bit about him, his company, he makes you say he's Silicon Valley, I'm a tech company. I grew up in Little Falls, and I went to, made money in Silicon Valley, and I'm the tech guy. Well, he doesn't run a tech company. He runs what they call an online human resources company. So if you own a business, he'll come in and you can fire all your human resources department, and they'll do all your human resources for you. And then they also help you, like if you need to eliminate employees, they have a whole protocol for how you fire them and cull your staff down so you can maximize your profit. And then there's another section where they will help you find foreign workers under special visas to come in, so that you can get rid of your American employees because you don't have to pay them the same. So I mean, this guy is really, it's unbelievable. Not only that, he has a sexual harassment claim by his vice president that he settled. So she has the secret recipe, I think. We're trying to find her, but I'm sure she wants to. But I mean, he is really just trying to split the vote, because he figures if he splits the vote, because I'd be up by 20 points or more. I'm up by between 6 and 16. If he splits the vote and the Democrat wins, he thinks he's going to switch to being a Republican, and then he can win it in 2018. That's his plan, from what we know. So and then the woman who is the Democrat from Binghamton, her father started exporting goods. 1994, they moved to exporting goods to Pittsburgh. She's claiming because they couldn't do it in Binghamton and Bergen County. But suddenly, she's now, another one thing about Babinec I'm going to say before I get into that. In 2014 and 15, and you can go, we have a site you can go to, you can click on it if you have an internet. He's gotten $16 million in tax credits and direct money from the federal government, or from the government entities, wherever they are, not just federal, states, everything. So he's getting all kinds of government money to enrich himself too. To me, he's more like Hillary than anyone. And then, which is why he spent so much money lobbying and supporting Hillary, and for president too. So, and then there's this Kim Myers. Her father started exporting goods. They moved to Pennsylvania, and she's really been mostly, her brother ran the business. And she really was kind of more of a housewife for all these years. She was on the Vestal School Board. And she sort of tried to take credit for being a big business person running to exporting goods, but the problem is they have offshoring and cronyism and money from government and tax problems and all that. So she's now trying to say that her brother did that. Not her, but she's also worth like $70 million or something like that. So she's got, both of them have a lot of money and they're spending it. We're never going to reach the dollar amount that they have. We're just never going to have that much money, but we're still leading in the polls, and so we're going to keep, just keep fighting it. I'm working a lot. I probably look tired. Every day we're just on a dead run right now, and hopefully we'll win. It's not going to be easy, but these guys are beatable if we can get the truth out. And they're going to they're going to come at me, they're going to say, I don't know, they're going to say I'm a racist, I guess. That's the next thing.
Send me over those figures on your voting
Oh, okay.
email, and I'll write a letter to the editor and put it around.
Yeah, I mean,
Get that out
the
there.
simplest way now, just like one of the things is it makes me crazy, but that's the whole point of it too. They're trying to get me, because I know how great my record is. I know how much I'm there, and I like, through the night I'm voting. I know, I'm really diligent about it. So it really bothers me a lot. But they also don't want me to so-called litigate this too much, because then I'm going to be talking about that instead of the important issues that we need to deal with. So the best way that I've come up to simplify it is, again, this is nonsense. I have a 96% record. I'm fighting corruption. This is corruption trying to quell the voices of truth. And that's really what it is. Halberter spent a lot of money. I mean, Halberter ran all those ads during the primary. That was mostly him. He was backing Wells. Actually, they were backing anybody but me. That's what Richard Hanna is doing the same thing. He's just, telling everybody how crazy and nutty I am, and so that's what he's
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, let you ask questions.
Well, the RNC, why don't they put trash